Hello, I'm Joe and that's the view out my office window. Not too shabby, wouldn't you say? That's what I look at when I'm thinking. There we go. I think that's slightly better. And today, among other things, I've been thinking about the fact that the film director Ken Loach has yet another critically acclaimed film being shown at Cannes. And I've read some of the reviews, and it's called I, Daniel Blake. Yep. And like all his films, it's politically aware, and it tells the story of some people. Because that's what Ken Loach does, is he tells stories about people, really. And in this film, Daniel Blake, the hero, 59-year-old widower who is a carpenter, a joiner, and a man who has a massive heart attack. And because of that heart attack, his doctor says, you can't do physical labour anymore. And having paid into the system and his national insurance all his working life, he thinks that's okay. And I heard it described in one review as the Kafkaesque system. And it's true. He suddenly finds out that not only is he not entitled to the help he thought he would get, but because he isn't working, he's somehow scum of the earth. And the whole film revolves around his journey through this nightmare world. Now, Ken Loach is best known for a lot of his early work. I mean, pretty much everybody in Britain knows the film Kes, which starred the wonderful Brian Glover as the sadistic games master. But it was in the mid-60s when he did Up the Junction and his most famous piece, Cathy Come Home, that he established himself as a social commentator. And what I've been thinking is it's very strange. He did Cathy Come Home in 1966, which told the story of a family where the husband loses his job and there's nothing there to help them. And they end up losing their home and everything. And in the end, their children are taken away from them, and so they literally lose everything. And 50 years later, in 2016, he's telling the story of a man who loses his ability to work and gradually loses everything. Because the system he thought was there to support him isn't. Not only is it not there to support him, it's actually actively seeking to hurt him. And I think it's sad that in the 50 years between Cathy Come Home and I, Daniel Blake, people are still being left high and dry with no support by anyone who they thought was going to help them. It's a bit scary, really, when you think about it. 50 years and not a lot's changed.